Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel, and today I'm going to check out one of the best acoustic amplifiers from Fishman. And in this case, we're going to use it for acoustic guitar, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait a minute, Max, you're an 80s shredder guy, and you don't play acoustic guitar, and you would be right. Which is why I've invited a couple of my friends here to help me out with the acoustic playing. So, Professor Hugo Nogueira, good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, Max.
Thanks
Always.
a ton for doing the video.
Thanks for having me. Man.
And Offer, my buddy Offer, instrumental master here.
Pleasure to be with you guys. Thank you.
And yeah, we've got this amplifier right here. This is the Fishman Loudbox Artist series, 120 watt, beautiful, just acoustic amplifier. And of course, we're going to do some guitar playing through this amp here. But the thing that I think we really want to talk about, and Hugo, you've got experience with this line of amps, right? Is, to me, I think the idea with this is that it's everything you need for a gig, where you can grab this amp and your guitar and show up and play a show, right? Because we've got built-in effects. But tell me about, your experience with the amps.
Yeah, so I have been using Fishman amps for a little while, and it's clean, it's very practical, so you just bring the amp. They are not heavy, I think it's important to mention.
Yeah.
You just can carry your guitar and the amp. And I use the Fishman amplifiers in two situations. So one is when I plug in, like this guitar, I can plug it in. And I also use for concerts, classical guitar concerts, in which I use a mic, and I plug that in the amp, and I use my fully acoustic guitar. And it works really well. I think it reproduces the sound of acoustic classical guitar very well, and as clean as it gets. At least that's my experience.
I think the big thing with that is the inputs here. This particular model, the Artist one, has 2 channels, but these are XLR and 1/4-inch inputs. So yeah, if you've got a mic, you can plug it straight into the XLR, and you can mic the guitar that way if you have a proper classical guitar, right, that doesn't have built-in electronics or something.
Yeah.
Exactly, and also having 2 channels, you can actually plug a mic into one, plug
Absolutely.
your guitar or whatever into the other,
So you can sing through it.
Have the whole thing going on. Yeah.
You can sing through it, or you could have 2 guitar players playing through the same amplifier.
Exactly, and even for recording purposes, recording direct.
Yeah. And a lot of the features in here, I think, are really geared towards somebody that's performing live.
Yes.
You could use this as a practice amplifier, but it's probably overkill for that because you've got the built-in effects and all of the different options with input-output, like we've got effects loops for both channels, and you've got a DI out to go into a PA or a mixing board. I think it really has like a live performer in mind.
Right, even looking just at design, it's so sleek, it's elegant, it's not your usual black normal looking amp, right? It looks cool.
That's true.
I like
Yeah.
it.
The brown, it looks classy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It matches the natural wood colors of the guitar.
Indeed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So guys, the way we're going to do this video is we've got a condenser mic set up, and we're going to use that to listen to the sort of in-person sound of the amplifier. And we'll hear that, and then we're also going to record using the direct signal from the amplifier, so you guys can hear both of that stuff. So that's going to be the difference between sitting next to the amp, which is going to be with the condenser mic, versus maybe hearing it through headphones, or if you were going to use it in a recording situation where you want to record direct or something. But I think we should play through it and listen to how it sounds, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. What do you guys think?
Oh,
Let's do it. I'm stoked.
Cool. All right, guys, so we'll plug in and do some recordings so you can hear how it sounds. But of course, real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool new guitar products, and staying up on all the latest news in the guitar universe, and you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now.
Right now.
All right, let's check it out. Okay, guys. So, I mean, honestly, I'm glad I have you here because you guys sounded great. But I mean, as far as the sound of the amp, what do you guys think, Hugo?
I think it's great. You know, you don't need a fancy instrument. My guitar is a mid-range guitar, and it sounds great. You just plug it in. It's very clean, very solid, smooth. So I think, you know, it's the best it gets, honestly, for the acoustic guitar, nylon string guitar.
With the EQ stuff here, I mean, do you feel like you have enough control over it? And I ask that because obviously we're playing a nylon string and we're also playing a steel string. Mm-hmm. Those guitars have, on their own, very different sounds.
Right.
What do you, yeah.
Yeah, I like the EQ setting. The only thing is the high part, you know, that it's the best I got, but it's never perfect. You know, I play acoustic classical guitar. So, you know, when you use an amp, you're never going to replicate that kind of, you know, organic sound. But this is the best I got so far. So I can only say good things. I have, you know, used this for a little while, and I always had a good experience. So that's all I got to say.
What do you think?
First of all, remember, classic players will never be satisfied. but I was really surprised with the amp. I feel like out of the box, we turned it on, it sounded great, right? I felt for my needs, I touched the knobs a little bit. The effects are really usable. And you also got here, you know, two kinds of reverbs. You've got some delay, some echo, which is also type of the delay, some chorus effects. Everything you might want or need to make yourself sound good. On top of it, I feel like the EQ knobs were very responsive, and the design, I love the design.
Something, you know, you're mentioning the effects here, and something that comes to mind with that is, I feel like on electric guitar, like a solid body electric, you want effects to really make the guitar sound different than it naturally does. But with this, you just want to sort of maybe accent or enhance, there we go, enhance the good qualities of the acoustic guitar. And I feel like these effects are good, but they're not too overpowering. Like,
exactly.
We're using the reverb here, and to me it sounds very natural, right?
Yeah, complementing your tone and playing. And just like you said, it's necessary to enhance the guitar, especially because it's an amplified acoustic or a nylon guitar. We want to hear it like it sounds naturally, and we do need a little bit of the effect.
Yeah, the reverb is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it does a great job to feel like there is echo and there is a good acoustic in the room, which sometimes is not the case. That's why you're using an amp.
That's exactly what I was trying to say.
So,
good point.
Yeah.
The other thing is, if for some reason you wanted to get crazy with the effects, both channels have effects loops. So you could run, you know, a stereo flanger or whatever, you know, whatever effects you want to run, you could run it through the effects loop. And also, because I think the amp is so clean, this is a 120 watt amp, it's got a lot of headroom, you could run things in front of the amp and it would still sound good. A lot of people might use a looper.
Right.
With an amp like
I
this.
do use it sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's great. It's
Awesome.
really clean, super clean. So
Excellent. Yeah, so it's like there's enough stuff built in where it makes it really usable, I think, but at the same time, if you want to go further, if you want to expand it more, it has that capability, but without making it too complicated.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, talking about the portability and the ability to just take one thing to your gig, because it is a gigging musician's tool, right?
Yeah.
Just the ability of taking that little box. It's not too big, it's not too heavy. Have a gig, have a good time.
It's very
Go
convenient and does the job. You know,
Right.
120 watts is like pretty loud. It can
very
really
loud.
fulfill the room. You know.
It's very loud and it keeps your back happy.
Yes.
And yeah, you don't need a massage at the end of the day.
And this amp here, the Artist model, this is kind of, I guess, the second to largest version of this amp. There's basically 4 different versions of it. This one, price-wise, this goes for around $800, $799. And if you go to the smaller sizes, obviously they get less expensive, but they have fewer features, like the next model down only has a single channel, things like that. And then the big one, which is about $1,000, like $999, that one goes up to 180 watts and is physically a little bit larger. But to me, this one is a great mix of everything you need, but it's also easy to easy to carry and
that
very
helps.
convenient.
Yeah, when you're
Absolutely.
playing solo gigs especially, you know, you don't want to carry a lot of stuff or very heavy stuff because sometimes you don't have time, you got to play right away, and if you're tired, that's not going to go very well. But this amp, you're just fine. It's not too heavy.
The other thing we should mention is this is, you know, a modern amp, so not only does it have an auxiliary input on the back of the amplifier, but it's Bluetooth capable. So if you wanted to run wirelessly a track into here and then jam along with it, that kind of thing, you can totally do it. And also, I believe if you run Bluetooth in, on the back here, you've got a mix DI out. So you could run your guitar plugged in, also Bluetooth, and all of that would go from the DI out into, you know, if you wanted to do like big PA or something. So in theory, you could play, you know, some huge arena show with this amp or something. All right, well, guys, thanks a ton for helping with the video. Hugo,
for having
man,
me,
always
Max.
great hearing your playing. Likewise, Offer.
Thank you, Max. You're the best.
And guys, I really want to encourage you to check out what these guys are doing. So I'm going to have links for what they're working on down in the video description below. And along with that, I'll have a link over to Guitar Center where you can get this amplifier. Or if you want to check out the other size models, I'll have links for all that stuff down there, again, in the video description. Thanks a ton for watching. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you next time.